Hey there, and welcome. Today, we are going to crack the code on one of the most useful and, let's be honest, kind of confusing tenses in English, the present perfect. So let's just dive right in. Okay, take a look at these two sentences. On the surface, they look pretty much the same, right? I visited Rome, and I have visited Rome. They're both about the past. So what's the deal? I mean, what is the real difference here? This is a question that trips up so many people learning English, but I promise you, we are going to get this cleared up for good today. Think of this as a little puzzle. It's probably one of the most common challenges in English, for sure. But by the end of this, you're going to have the key to solving it. We're going to break it all down, step by step, together. So the first big clue, the secret, really, is understanding why this tense even exists in the first place. It's all about making a very special connection between two different moments in time. And here it is, the most important thing you need to remember. The present perfect is for talking about things that happened in the past but have a real connection to right now. And the key part? The specific time it happened, yesterday, last year, 10 years ago, it just doesn't matter. For example, imagine a friend asks you, "Hey, want to go see the new Harry Potter movie?" You might say, "Oh, I have seen it." The experience of seeing that movie in the past directly affects the conversation you're having right now. It explains why you might not want to go again. It connects the past to the present. Okay, so that's the why. Now let's get into the how. And trust me, building this tense is like following a super simple recipe. Once you know the ingredients, you can make it every single time. And the formula is actually really straightforward. For a positive sentence, you take your subject, you add have or has, and then this special verb form called the past participle. For negative sentences, just swap in haven't or hasn't. And if you want to ask a question, just pop have or has right at the beginning. Simple as that. Now, here's a quick pro tip to help you sound more natural when you speak. You'll want to use contractions. This is just when we squish two words together so they flow better, like turning it is into it's. These are the ones you're going to use all the time with the present perfect. I have becomes I've. He has becomes he's. And have not turns into haven't. Seriously, try saying them out loud. You'll immediately hear how much more natural it sounds. Okay, so back to our recipe. We've got our subject and our have or has. The final crucial ingredient is the past participle. This is the special form of the verb that shows the action is complete. And honestly, it is the key to making this whole thing work. Now, the good news is, for most verbs in English, this is super easy. We call these regular verbs, and all you have to do is add ed to the end. Yep, just like you do for the simple past tense. So for instance, the verb play becomes played. You'd say, I have played tennis before. Easy enough, right? But, and this is where it gets a little more interesting, many of the most common verbs we use are irregular. This just means they don't follow that nice ed rule. They have their own special forms that you kind of just have to learn. But with a little practice, they'll become second nature. A perfect example is the verb see. The past participle isn't seed, no way. It's seen. So you'd say, I have seen that movie. Getting these irregular forms right is really the secret sauce to mastering the present perfect. All right, that's enough grammar rules for now. Let's put this into practice. Let's see how you can actually use this tense to talk about your own life experiences in a real conversation. So, I'm going to ask you directly, have you ever driven a motorcycle? Think about it. In your entire life, is that an experience you've had? The when doesn't matter at all, just yes or no. And look, your answer follows that recipe perfectly. It's either yes, I've driven a motorcycle before, or no, I have never driven a motorcycle. See? You're just sharing a life experience. You're doing it. Let's try another one. A fun little scenario. Imagine you're on a trip to New York City and you're telling a friend what you've done so far. Here's your little to-do list. You could say something just like this. I have visited the Statue of Liberty, but I haven't seen a Broadway show yet. You're telling them about the experiences you've completed and the ones you haven't, all in one sentence. It's the perfect practical way to use this tense. So there you have it. You've got the tools, you know the why, you know the how, and you've seen it in action. Now it's totally your turn to start sharing. If you only remember one single thing from all of this, let it be this right here. The present perfect is the tense of experience. It's how we share the stories and events that make us who we are, especially when the exact time isn't the most important part of the story. So let's end with one last question for you to practice with. Just think about your last 7 days. What is one interesting thing that you have done this week? Try to answer it out loud using the formula we learned. Go on, give it a shot. You've totally got this.